What would you say your style of genre is?
Man, to me, so that's a hard question for me because I switch up my styles. I try to really keep people on their toes and stuff. So I'm an album crafter. I really like to make an album that's like its own piece of artwork. So it depends on the album, truthfully. With my singles, I really don't have rules for it. I just want to keep the audience guessing. Um, but with the albums, I want them to have a certain vibe. So I have like the Ivar albums are a little more mainstream. Um, I would say the Slightly Sauce album that I dropped, that's with all produced by my homie Tuna, and it's a little more experimental kind of vibes, like
Yes.
especially with the mixing. The mixing's a little unorthodox. Uh, I have a couple albums in the archives. I have a whole like indie kind of album that's like kind of Mac Miller vibes, and so that's really organic and like has a lot of substance to it. And then I have like a rager album of like these hyper trap beats that are kind of popping off right now, um, and that's more like the like the new modern realm, I would say. So it just depends on the album, but truthfully, I don't like to box myself in. I see
For
myself as
sure.
an artist, so it just depends on how
It's
I'm
all
feeling. So if I
around.
wake up and I'm feeling sad, I might write a sad song. If I wake up and I'm feeling got a lot of energy, I might do a hype track. So it just depends on the day.
That's what's up. So, what would you say your strengths would be?
And I've always seen. I would say first of all, my voice is like I try to use my voice as an instrument. So like I don't really see no balance with it, where it's like I understand that you know sometimes you gotta be like you gotta really not be able to give a fuck at the studio, and you gotta be willing to like sound goofy or like have a bad take. Some people are like, I'm only gonna stay in my comfort zone. You gotta be able to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I've always been able to take steps and keep people on like the edge of their seat and stuff. I try to take music like I said, when I went to school, I learned a lot about film. So I try to do the same stuff I would do in a film to my music, where it's like if the audience is on the edge of their seat, then they're gonna keep listening. If
For
they get
sure.
bored with it, they're gonna change it. That's how movies work. That's how music works for me as well. So I really think that's one of my biggest strengths is just how I look at things too. Um, I like performing. That's like I come alive on stage. I feel like I have ADHD, so
Oh,
I'm
your
able to
performances.
yeah, I'm able to harness that um, with the performance. Like I got a performance tomorrow. I'm really excited for because it's like all the homies, so I know everybody there that's performing as well. So like I know it's gonna be a lit time. Um,
Oh,
that and then I would just say like my networking. I'm pretty good at a talkative person. I can go places and befriend people, and I think that's one of the things that would be able to take me to the next level because half of it is networking. People need to realize you got to learn how to market yourself or find somebody who is able to market you. It's
exactly.
one or the other. You're only as important as the person marketing you.
That's what's up.
But yeah.
Okay. So, what obstacles did you have to overcome to get this far in your life?
Man, I remember when I first started out, I used to get made fun of. Nobody took me seriously. And I had to like, it's crazy because people will hate you until they love you. It's wild because like now those same people that used to hate on me back in the day, they'd be like, oh, I remember this one kid in school, he used to always be like, oh, why don't you make a rap about it? And now I'm like actually making a rap about it. But like he's like that person, he'll be like, oh, I see you dropped a new song, that same person. So it's like people will hate on you for like that initial overcome. That's the hardest thing to get over. But then once people realize that you don't care what they think, they start to like you more. It's kind of weird
For
because
sure.
they're like, dang, like my opinion didn't affect them and they're still doing this regardless. And they're like, I kind of respect that. So I feel like that initial hump is definitely one of the hardest things. And the other thing is keeping people engaged. You might have a hot song, but if you don't follow up with another track or you take some time off, people are gonna forget about you. So staying relevant for someone, because like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and just to keep the core fan base, give them something.
Hmm.
And I remember I took probably like 6 months off one time, and I was like, dang, I need to drop something. People are gonna forget about me.
Gotta stay consistent.
You gotta stay consistent, and that's why I've been doing drop a song every week kind of thing, because I have so much music, and I'm like, you know,
Me
this song might never find a place if I don't do it now.
Besides
Mm,
music, what other talents do you have?
yeah. Too. So I was always a sports kid growing up. So I was a baseball player before. My first love was baseball. So before I found music, it was I don't really have any musicians in my family. My dad's a coach. He still coaches sports to this day. Um, and I was raised a baseball kid, you know. So I was playing a lot of baseball. I'm left-handed, so you can only play a couple positions when you're left-handed. So I pitched and I played outfield, but I was pretty good at both those. You know, I did my thing when I was a kid, and then I played in high school and all that too. And then that was around the time where like music started taking over. So I don't feel like I took baseball serious in high school.
For sure.
But you know, before that, I was balling out a little bit. You know, I did my thing. I played a lot of travel ball, um, did a lot of that. But I recently got into cooking. I really like. I make a mean burger. Anybody who's had one can vouch for that. And then I like making chicken wings and stuff, and just experimenting with, you know, pasta's easy to make, but you can do so much with it. So it's fun. Um, but I don't consider myself like the coldest chef in the world or nothing, but I'm definitely better than I used to be. Um, man, what else? I've always, if I wasn't making music, like I said, I always grew up. My dad was a coach. I have a weird knowledge of sports or like stats, like
Mhm.
especially with baseball. I think I'd be a sportscaster, like a broadcaster or something. I think I would have went into that and would be, you know, at least talking, doing somebody's high school games or something, you know.
For sure.
But it's just something I've always enjoyed talking about. I can talk even like that. It helps me bridge like, because sports is timeless. You know, you can talk with older people about it and younger people and stuff. It really helps
I
you
love
create.
sports.
Yeah, it creates a bigger demographic for you. So even in my music,
Bulls
you'll hear a lot
fan.
of sports
I'm a
fans.
Bulls fan.
Yeah,
And the Bears. That's
Bears play tonight. It all comes down to Justin Fields, really.
yeah.
If
He's gonna
your
be. I think
quarterback plays
he's gonna
good,
be great. He's gonna be great.
it's his second year. He's got some, you know, he's got some time under his belt a little bit. So usually
Speaking
second
of
year for a rookie
sports,
quarterback could be the year they break out.
me and you maybe need to do some sports podcasts for real, because I really want to do that also.
I'd be down. Like I said, that's all I'd be doing is watching sports. I was watching. So it's funny. There's the Little League World Series is on right now, and the team from Indiana, they played today and they won in like in the bottom of the sixth inning. But when I was a kid, we used to play them and we used to beat the shit out of them. We used to 10-run rule them every year. And now, you know, it's all comes down to coaching. They got good coaches now, I guess, because now they're in the Little League World Series.
That's what's up. So, do you mind giving us a little sample of what you can do?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me see. All right. I'll give you some bar shit. Every day I smile, let me tell you hell as well. I tell a story, I don't gotta tell itself. We coming for the head, she fine just like the NFL. Roger Goodell won't let us play our game and want to Pele Pep. We open doors, the choice is yours, so you should circle me. Just like a school chalk who searches for rhymes and nurseries. You're not concerned to me, I earn the green, I burn the weed, I'm earnest with the amnesty, but urgent with demanding things. I know some peeps that might go break your ankles and your knees. That's what you get for testing me. I got the answer key. I got the androgen. She adamant. I'm adamant. Let's populate, but I just want entirety entity. It's me again. I wanted you to know I'm thinking about you. I'm stuck in Auschwitz, but I think I'm getting out soon. I want some chewy sprees. My wallet's playing hide and seek. I searched my car for quarters, even looked under the couch too. Hey, Conrad, I love the album. I don't brag about who better, homie. I just let the crowd choose. Funny when they talking hottest, they forget to count you. I guess I'm winning by default. Let's ask the council. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, what was it like for your first ever performance?
Oh man, I remember that. It's funny. So we used to have this thing every year in high school called Student Appreciation Day at the end of the year. And somehow they asked me to perform. And I had I took etymology, like study of words, and I had this goofy teacher, and I don't even remember his name. He's just tall, goofy dude. And I used to I honestly, me and him used to get into it a little bit. He was just weird. he was a cool teacher and all, but like he would also annoy me. But he introduced me, and he introduced me as Con Jon the rapper. Like I don't know, he just butchered my whole name. At the time, I was going by
Con
CJ.
John.
The but like, and this is before Chance the Rapper even. So like, this is like Con Jon the Rapper. Like nobody was doing the rapper shit. Like that was like out of date at the time. But it was it's just kind of funny. But I remember I was so nervous, and eventually after performing so many times, you put yourself in that spotlight enough, you start to feed off of it. You start like, oh, I like this, like I know how to react to this and stuff. That before that, but you have to, it's that initial hump though. There's a threshold to it. You got to get past that fear of what people think, and once you get past that, it's like you can really do whatever. Like for me, what helped me on stage was I took acting one for like, and I don't even consider myself an actor. I did some voice acting for my major just because nobody else wanted to do it. And then my teacher, she's like in the Hollywood industry and stuff. She did like the Foley work for like Predator 2 or Lion King 2, Predator, like Edward Scissorhands. She's got some credits. But she told me like verbatim, she was like, you need to take acting. So I was like, I'm just going to listen to this lady. So I took acting. And while I've done some acting, I don't really consider myself an actor. But what it really helped me do was like not give a fuck about what people was saying on stuff. I'm like, I had to play some roles I didn't want to do in the class, and I was like, and I used to have a crush on this girl, and I used to practice with her, and I told her, I was like, I don't want to do that role, like I'm not trying to do it. And she looked at me and she goes, stop being such a pussy. And when the girl you got a crush on tells you that, you like, okay, like I'm gonna stop being such a pussy. And I did it. And then that same night I did that, I had a show, and I realized I just don't give a fuck what people think anymore. So that's what really helped me.
I know, right? So what advice would you give any up and coming artist that's wanna, follow your footsteps?
Man, the first thing I'm gonna say is just definitely like, you gotta kind of, like I said, you gotta turn the other cheek to what people initially think. That getting over that initial hump is the hardest part, but once people take you serious, they with you. Like you are artist to them, So whatever it takes to keep doing that, and to get on shows, people always ask me like how you get on shows and stuff. My best advice to get on a show is to go support other artists. You go support other artists, you see who's putting on the show, they're gonna have some time to talk. Just be like, hey, I'm an artist. Let me, even if they make you perform first, go with that. It's performing first in front of a couple people is better than perform and not performing at all. So I think really supporting other artists, people support you back. It's even if you're in a small place like that, that's almost an advantage to the sense where like you don't have that much competition, so people know about you. Like go out, put yourself out there. That's the best advice I can give. Is really just go for it. Like don't, if you're gonna say, like, don't dabble with it, like go all the way with it.
For sure. That's some great advice. So before we end the segment, is there any questions that I may have missed that you would love to share with the world?
Not necessarily. Just tell them stay tuned, because I got some album. I got an album
Right.
dropping real soon.
What could we be looking forward to from Mr. Conrad's?
So after I do these, get done with these, I call it Atomic Sundays. I drop a song every Sunday. When I get done dropping these singles, I'm gonna take probably like 4 weeks off, and just let it marinate a little bit, and then I'm gonna drop this album with me and Tuna, which is like my best friend producer out here, and it's been ready to go for some time now. But this one's like got a lot of intricacies in it, so all the transitions are gonna be smooth. It's gonna be 14 tracks. It's gonna be called Fully Frosted. And yeah, it's like a follow-up to Slightly Sauce, which is our last album, but it's got a little more vibes on it, I would say, than Slightly Sauce. So that's what's coming up next. Now,
so how could we follow you?
At anything at Conrad is me. My TikTok is Conrad Knows. That's the only thing that's different. Conrad Jon on Spotify, and then on Twitter, Instagram, Conrad is me, like CONRADISME. And then TikTok's Conrad Knows, ConradKnows. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah. And you guys heard it first. Thank y'all for tuning in to SAP Entertainment Show with me, your girl, Sarah Soulstress, and your boy, Conrad. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And also stick around because I'm going to play one of his music videos titled, Do This For Me. Bye-bye for now.
I appreciate you. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
When I'm wondering, hey, maybe you jump fuck to the right of your bike. Bro, shut the fuck up. Get off of my dick, bro. Catch me, you asshole. Oh, I got a bike. What are you? You're on your feet, you fucking...
It's a vibe. $30 pocket with $1 billion vision. I was gonna say $1 million, but I'm in the bigger building like the Empire State. Rap the crossroads like the entire state, if you must know. But the dirty A, where I'm born groom, I was sworn doom. I must warn you, got a short fuse and a corkscrew mind. That just mean I'm twisted, block out inhibitions. At least in this edition, busy why I've been so distant. Sometimes I need a minute just to spend it on the moment. I'm always in a rush because I feel the walls are closing in on me. One man on me, stop playing with me, best put some respect on my motherfucking name, homie. This feels perfect and it's beautiful. This feels perfect and it's beautiful. This feels perfect and it's beautiful. Puffin' on annihilate, higher stakes, higher rates, make something, take nothing. Life gave me lemons, look at what I made from it. People trade their talents for the AK drumming, but the shots have you dancing like your name cousin. Never role play, listen what your soul say. I can fix you, I ain't talking about no cold play. Stuck up in a cold place and some child's play. I pray if anything kills me, it's my old age. Yeah. And not a cold case, Colgate fresh. Yes, I'm crest, looking like the best dress. You got no taste. I'm the say less kind of guy. Let you walk, do the rest, and I stride by. Yeah, you know the truth is right in front of you. And yeah, you got a beamer, but I'm wondering who funding you. Say the real multiply, feel more like we funneled through. Just on a search for something new. It's looking perfect and it's beautiful. It's looking perfect and it's beautiful. Looking perfect and it's beautiful. Give a minute so I do it for.
These matches are going straight out.